Arrival. Cosford, please put your hands together for the 2024 Royal Air Force Aerobatic Team. It's the Red Arrow! The team arrive in our famous Diamond 9, trailing our world famous red, white and blue. Red 1 starts to pull up and he teams the team to the left, and you'll see that planned form of our world famous Diamond 9. Reds 8 and 9 start to make their way left and right to form up 9 Arrow, and this year we have a new team leader, a new Red 1, that is squad leader John Bond, known as Bondy. Bondy is in his first year as team leader. He's previously been in the team for 5 years. He was Red 2, 7, 6 twice before coming back in 2024 as Red 4. As the smoke comes on, 4 Big Vixen. Bondy is a former Typhoon pilot and former qualified flying instructor on the Hawk, the Tucano. There are 11 pilots in the team. You have Reds 1 through 9 displaying in front of you. Myself, Red 10, Tornado GR4 pilot, qualified flying instructor on the Hawk T-Mark 2. And we are commanded by Officer Commanding Raspat, Wing Commander Adam Collins, former Tornado pilot, and also flew the F-111 on exchange with the Royal Australian Air Force. As we heard, 2024 celebrates the 80th anniversary of Overlord, which was the storming of the Normandy beaches in D-Day. As the team now come up for the Spitfire roll. And also the team would like to dedicate the Spitfire roll to our friend and colleague, squad leader Mark Long, who tragically lost his life 2 weeks ago in the Spitfire crash. On the right of Red 1 is Red 2, that's squad leader Chris McCann, known as Creamy. Called Creamy because he was creamed off after training into an instructor role on the Tucano. He then joined the Tornado GR4 on the world famous 617 Dam Busters, where he was received an Air Force Cross for service on operations over Iraq and Syria. Reds 4 and 5 smoke at either side of the centre stem, make their way rearwards. In November 2023, it was the 30th anniversary of the final flight of one of the most iconic aircraft in aviation history. As the team roll out, there is no mistaking the wonderful shape of the iconic and majestic. This is Concorde. On the left-hand side of that centre stem is Red 3, that's Flight Lieutenant Dustin Wales, known as Dusty. Dusty, originally from Zimbabwe, he's a former Typhoon pilot. He flew with 11 Squadron. He was then an instructor on 29 Squadron, before then joining 41 Squadron, which is a test and evaluation squadron, all based at RAF Coningsby in Lincolnshire. The wings start to flex forward as Reds 8 and 9 join the outside, as Reds 6 and 7 split at the rear. Get your cameras ready for the colourful Phoenix. In the middle of that right wing is Red 4, that's Flight Lieutenant Ollie Suckling. Ollie is in his second year on the team. He was Red 4 last year. He remained as Red 4 and took up the role affectionately known as Uncle Enid. This means he is the role model and mentor for the new pilots all the way through their winter training. The call is made by Red 1 as Reds 8 and 9 slip rearwards and they form two distinctive rows. As Red 1 brings them around to right, once again, get your cameras ready for the chevron roll. The chevron on the far left-hand side is Flight Lieutenant George Hobday. Once again, in his first year on the team, he's a former Typhoon pilot, flew with 11 Squadron, and he has also taken part in operations over Iraq and Syria, as well as taking part in the Eastern Europe Air Policing Patrol. Of course, the Red Arrow is a large team. It's not just about the Red Arrow pilots 1 to 11. We have a team of over 140 personnel. Over 120 of them are the engineers, the technicians, the mechanics, the logisticians, the administrators, the suppliers. And they are called the Blues because of the colour of their flying coveralls. And we have a number of Blues here at the Red Arrows PR tent in the RAF village today. So please make sure you come and visit and say hello. As the team off to the left-hand side, Reds 8 and 9 in trail for one of the most popular, if not the most popular manoeuvre we fly. It's once again for 2024, it's Tornado! Red 9 calls the ball as Reds 8 and 9 roll around the smoke. But watch for the colour change as Red 1 brings the team down the line.
A little bit less. No.
You may be able to see on the back of the aircraft, it's a small door just underneath the aircraft. That is the air brake. Flying with the air brake out has two significant effects. The first one, it means the pilots fly with a higher throttle setting, and therefore it makes the engine gas temperature burn a lot more hotter, and it makes the smoke burn a lot brighter. In addition, it disturbs the airflow outside the back of the aeroplane, and it makes the smoke boom a lot more fuller, and enhances certain manoeuvres within the show. As I said, we have the Blues on the team, and inside those Blues there are 11 individuals who are very lucky to fly in the back of our aircraft in between shows when we cannot take the full engineering complement, and they are known as Circus. One individual with me at every show is Circus 10, and that's Corporal Phil Dye today. He is out on the flight line filming the display for debriefing and safety purposes, and he's also responsible for lots of the airborne images taken that you see across social media. Coming in from the right, your final chance to catch the team in their iconic Diamond 9 from the right is the Red Arrows. As we come to the end of the first half, you'll now see a manoeuvre not closed for normally 20 years. This is the 5-4 split. As we go into the second half, the team now break down into two distinct sections. Going off to the right, we have Reds 1 through 5. They are now known as Enid, named after Enid Blyton's famous 5. And Reds 6, 7 and 8 and 9 off to the left-hand side are now known as Hannah, named after squadron leader Ray Hannah, one of the first members of the Red Arrows. He's the only team leader to lead the team for 4 years. He took the team from a 7 to a 9 and formed our Diamond 9. Enid from the right, Hannah from the left for the 5-4 cross. Keep your eye on Enid to the left-hand side. The Red Arrows were formed in 1964 and our first public display was in 1965. And the team was formed from 3 distinct teams. The Red Pelicans, the Black Arrows and the Yellow Jacks. We took the red from the Red Pelicans, we took the arrows from the Black Arrows, and of course we flew the aircraft from the Yellow Jacks, which you have just seen performing before us. From the right, forming up with our own tribute to that aircraft, this is Nat. The Red Arrows flew the Nat right the way up until 1980 when we took hold of the Hawk T-Mark 1, which is the aircraft we still fly today. An extremely agile aircraft capable of going supersonic in a dive and climb up to 48,000 feet, and is a firm favourite amongst all the fighter pilots of the Royal Air Force. Look directly to your front and you see Hannah. 8 and 9 roll, get your cameras ready for the Hannah break.
We're a little bit off. 7. And split.
Red 7 and 8 to your left hand side and red 6 and 9 off to your right. Hannah and the Synchro pair are led by the Synchro leader, that's red 6. So that's Flight Lieutenant Stu Roberts. He's in his third and final year of the team. He's a former Typhoon pilot with 11 and 12 squadrons based at RAF Coningsby. Each pair will now dive down to only 100 feet above the airfield. They have a closing speed of over 800 miles per hour. Once again, get your cameras ready for the Hannah pass. Red 8 and 9 going up and over in the roller coasters as red 7 and 6 now turn hard back towards each other, pulling up to 6G to get themselves back towards the display line. On the right hand side is red 7, that's squad leader Tom Hansford. Tom is in his second year of the team. He's a former Typhoon pilot and also qualified weapons instructor on the Typhoon. As they turn hard towards each other for Cyclone. As the Synchro pair depart ahead of us, coming in from the left hand side is red 9, that's Flight Lieutenant Patrick Kershaw. Paddy's in his third and final year on the team. He's a former Typhoon pilot and Tornado GR4 pilot. He turns hard to the left, he lines up with the inverted V of Enid for the Goose.
Power. Let's look at it right now.
And you can see Enid now going off to your left hand side, trailing on world famous red, white and blue. As Enid go off to the left hand side, look directly to your front, you can see the nose lights of the Synchro pair twinkling in the distance. The Synchro pair start to ease up, get your cameras ready. The red smoke comes on, the Synchro pair part for the world famous Synchro Rolling Heart. And coming in from the top right hand side is red 8, spearing the heart. Red 8 is Flight Lieutenant Richard Walker. Rich is in his second year on the team. He's a former Harrier pilot and also a former Typhoon pilot and qualified flying instructor on the Hawk T-Mark 2. Keep your eye on the Synchro pair with red 6 and 7 now coming back towards the display line. Once again, they'll dive down to only 100 feet. They'll look to face each other and only pass each other within 30 metres, only 100 feet. At the last minute, they will turn away and go unsighted of each other as they perform the opposition barrel roll.
I would sit down below it.
I knew it was going to rain today. I felt it.
Threshold. Threshold.
see Enid once again. They have been joined by Reds 8 and 9. The smoke is on. The colour comes on as Reds 8 and 9 roll around the colourful smoke in corkscrew. The motto of the Red Arrows is eclat, which means excellence. And that means every single member of the team, from the officer commanding all the way down to the newest member of the team, are striving for excellence in everything that we do. And we also try to leave the squadron in a better place from where we found it, with each person generally serving anywhere between 3 to 5 years on the team. As Enid go off to the right, keep looking left, keep looking right, as the Synchro pair once again come back to the display line. Once again with that closing speed of over 800 miles per hour. Keep your eye on Red 6 to the left and Red 7 from the right. Aircraft now turning hard to the change in the colour. Pulling 5 to 6G, which means everything about them is now weighing 5 to 6 times heavier than what you and I are as we stand on the airfield. Red 7 only passing Red 6 within 100 feet as they can come back round to the front to complete the carousel. Coming in from your front right, Reds 4 and 5 roll around to set themselves back in with the red smoke and blue smoke flowing from Reds 1, 2 and 3. Red 1 brings them around to the right, and once again you can see our world famous red, white and blue, and that is capable due to the smoke pod underneath the belly of the aeroplane. That smoke pod is capable of producing approximately 5 minutes of white smoke, 1 minute of red smoke and 1 minute of blue smoke. And each colour is selected by its own individual pilot on the pilot's control column, as Reds 2, 3, 4 and 5 now move upwards alongside Red 1. They are now all looking left and right 90 degrees along their shoulder line, making it extremely hard to maintain formation as the smoke comes on for Tango. The Red Arrows are extremely proud to represent the Royal Air Force and the United Kingdom, Great Britain, all across the world with our red, white and blue smoke. And of course, later on this year we will go and represent the Royal Air Force and the UK in Canada as we celebrate the Royal Canadian Air Force 100th anniversary. Coming in from your left hand side, once again you've got Hannah, that's Red 6, 7, 8 and 9. Red 6 and 7 roll inverted as they match length and depths for the mirror pass. Red 6 and 7 flying all the way down the line inverted, working hard to make sure that blood does not rush to their head, working all they can to maintain consciousness, and obviously the minimum amount of inverted flying is limited to only 30 seconds in the Hawk T-Mark 1. As Hannah disappears to the right, coming in from the left hand side, once again you've got Enid, the white smoke goes on. 2 and 3 roll go, as 2 and 3 roll to the outside. Clear goes, Reds 4 and 5 roll to the outside in one of the hardest manoeuvres for our new pilots each year. This is rollbacks. We've got an extremely busy season this year. We're doing approximately 65 displays in total, 40 in the UK and nearly 20 in Canada. Look directly to your front once again and you'll see Hannah, that's red 6, 7, 8 and 9, forming up, ready for the next manoeuvre. As I said, 2024, we celebrate our 60th anniversary, our Diamond Jubilee, and reds 8 and 9 draw something special in the sky in celebration of our 60th anniversary. This is the anniversary break. Red 6 and 7 once again split. They'll climb up to approximately 1,000 feet before turning back towards the display line for their final manoeuvre of the show. Once again, the aircraft will dive down to only 100 feet. They'll have that closing speed of 800 miles per hour for their final manoeuvre. This is the Synchro double rolls.
Go.
As the Synchro pair complete their double rolls, look in the distance for the twinkling lights of Enid plus 8 and 9. Get your cameras ready for the Vixen break. But of course, RF Cosford, it's been an honour and a pleasure. Please put your hands together for the 2024 Royal Air Force Aerobatic Team. It's the Red Arrow!